Yo, what is good everybody? It's your boy Tej, and today I'm be showing y'all how to make a beat for Future and Lil Baby, similar to the style of Southside. I made the beat from scratch, so I'm gonna be showing y'all my entire process of creating the loop and adding the drums. I'll have the finished beat played at the end of the video, so be sure to stick around for that. And before we hop into the beat, I want to announce that I just dropped the Horizon drum kit. Now we'll be linking it in the description, so be sure to go cop it. The drum kit contains over 100 sounds and 10 loops, and for the first week only, the kit is 33% off, so instead of the regular price of it being $30, it'll be $20 for the first week when you use the discount code week1. Be sure to go cop the kit before the sale ends, and without further ado, let's just hop right into the beat. Before I hop into the breakdown of the actual sample itself, I'm gonna play a preview for y'all real quick. Alright, so the tempo I chose was 150 BPM. Anything between like 140 and 160 is probably something that would fit this vibe pretty well. Alright, so for my first melody sound, I got it from Analog Lab, and it is this final key preset from this appreciation bank. I went in and I put this pattern right here, and so at its core, all it really is just the F sharp minor chord. Then I just copied it over to the next odd beat and moved the middle note down a half step, making an F sharp suspended chord. And then I just repeated that same chord over and over for the full 8 measures, just on the first and the third beat. And then once I constructed those, I took the middle notes of those chords and I pitched them up an octave. After that, I went in and I filled in the gaps using notes in the F sharp minor scale, and I mostly just used my ear for those and just kind of figured out what sounded good with whatever I was using. So throwing that into a mixer track, I put some Baby Comeback on it just to add a little bit of delay and make it sound a little less empty. I went to the 1/8 note setting, turned the feedback down a little bit, and I turned the wet down a little bit too. Next, I added some RC20. It's just the Vinyl 1 preset, and I only have the distortion and magnetic on, and just left those for whatever the default was for that preset. And then I added some reverb, and it's just the Venue preset. Don't even think I changed anything with it. And then I put some distortion on it just to give it a little bit more texture. And then in the mixer rack, I turned the mix level down to 28%. For my next melody sound, I got this Care Package 3 Analog Lab Bank, and I got the Arpo preset from it, and I just went in and, again, using that F sharp minor and the F sharp suspended chord pattern, I just alternated it every 2 measures. So putting that into a mixer, the only effect that I have on it is just a default halftime. And pairing both of those first 2 sounds together, we have something that sounds like this. And for my next melody preset, I went to Omnisphere and I got this Boys Choir preset. And I pretty much just copied the MIDI from the previous pattern into here. I didn't add any effects, I just leveled it in the mixer. And for my final melody preset, I went to Keyscape and got the LA Custom Grand Piano preset. And I just put in these bass notes right here, and it's just following the 1-6-5 pattern that's used in a lot of darker beats, especially like the Lil Baby type beats use a lot of this type of bass pattern with the piano. And what I mean by 1, 6, and 5, if I pull up the F sharp minor scale right here, if we count up to the 6th note in the scale, which is D, and then going down to the 5th, which is 1 half step down, a C sharp. So after I had everything rendered out, I pitched all the audio clips down 1/2 step, and then I arranged the loop, stemmed it out, and rendered it out as an audio clip and put it into a new project file. So opening up my new project file, this is where I fully arranged the stemmed out melody and I added the drums. All the drum sounds that are used in this beat are included in the Horizon drum kit. So starting off with the clap combo snare, I've used this in a whole bunch of other tutorials. I'm pretty sure some of y'all are familiar with this sound already. I pretty much just put in a clap on the 3rd beat of every measure, except for the last one. I put it on the 4th beat just to change it up a little bit. In this FLP, I pitched the sample down to D sharp minor. Next, I put in this hi-hat pattern. It's a 2-step pattern, and I just went in with the 1/3 step and the paintbrush tool, pretty typical to what I normally do. And I just drew in a whole bunch of notes and rolls and all that. So the effects that y'all are hearing on that, kept it kind of simple. I just went to the 1/8 and I put a reverse and a reverb here. I think this is kind of similar to an Effectrix pattern that TB Digital used on like a certain producer grind video or something like that. Next, I added this snare sound and I put in these rolls. I think all of them, except for this one, are using the 1/2 step snap setting, and this one is using the 1/3 beat snap setting. And then I added this open hat to kind of layer with my 808 and kick. And it's just kind of like it's a shorter open hat, and it's kind of quiet compared to the other ones. And then I added the second of my 3 open hat sounds. And finally, the last open hat sound to fill in the gaps from the previous one. And then I added this kind of like rising a hi-hat sound. And so now for the 808, I left a little more room than usual because I used a lot of like open hats and other drum sounds, so I didn't want to overcrowd it to the point where the beat was unusable. With that being said, the rolls that I used were using the 1/2 step snap setting right here and right here. And then for my last roll, I used the 1/6 beat setting right here to create the last one. And then I just added a kick, more or less just to make the 808 hit a little harder and make it flip a little bit during the hook. So that'll be it for me. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hope you're able to take something away from it. As always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see more content like this, be sure to hit subscribe. Leave any recommendations or feedback you might have in the comments below. And again, the Horizon drum kit is on sale for the first week. Use code week1 at checkout. And that'll be it for me. Peace.
Yo, why don't you run with this tag?